So you should see people start to show up in that chat.
Will I be able to see them?
Yeah, if you open that chat link I emailed to you, the dash.syncra, you'll be able to see them. And then let me open my TikTok monitor.
It just says no new messages.
Yeah, no, there's no one watching. No one watching yet.
I can shrink this box down, is what you're telling me.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's what I'm hearing.
Let's see. So we are streaming on both platforms.
Wait, I just made a boo-boo. No, I don't like that. You know what? I don't need to see chat. I feel more comfortable this way.
Yeah, we'll put chat messages and stuff in the
Oh, here I can. There I go. I got it. I can resize it. There we go.
It's weird.
You might be hearing my dog shake in the background.
Oh, the starting graphic is wrong on YouTube. Oh well, I'll have to fix that later. Whoops. That's annoying. I wonder if I can change that while we're streaming. Let's see. All right, I don't see anyone yet. But there's Mary Brown. Mary Brownie.
That's
hey,
my
Mary.
Mom.
Oh, is it really?
Okay. My mom's #1. Look at that.
I love it. I love it. And she likes all my posts as well. It's very kind. It's very kind. Kim Ellis coming in. Hey, Dave Aquatics. Awesome. So we're just getting started here. We haven't started the show yet. We're going to start in about 10 minutes or so. So if you guys could start liking, commenting, any questions that you may have for myself or for James, let us know in the chat. Share it out. Share it out. Hey, John. Think you recognize that guy from TikTok. Appreciate you showing up, man. Yeah, let's get some more folks in here. And we'll get started here in about 10 minutes. And James is gonna do a tight 5 minutes of stand-up comedy while I figure out how to change our streaming.
Is there another James here?
No.
I just started sweating. What is happening?
Yeah, what happened? I'm not gonna worry about that. I'm gonna fix it later.
Oh, look,
we'll get it in post.
It's Dave Aquatics. What's up, Dave?
Oh man.
Select Pet.
Yeah, that's John. I can't remember John's last name. He's part of my fish club here in Music City Aquatic Society in Tennessee. Okay. And then he's in a bunch of other as well. And I think his home group is it's the Bluegrass Club, I think, in Kentucky.
Okay.
If I remember right.
I feel like I've seen Dave, you shoot TikTok videos too, right? Or is it not the guy I think of it is?
Oh,
you lurk watch? Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, I appreciate the lurking. I mean, lurking works.
Lurking helps. Lurking helps.
Yeah. Not scared at all.
Appreciate the applause, the diamonds. Appreciate it so much. Thank you very much. And if you haven't yet, go ahead and share the stream out.
So are we on TikTok then, or YouTube, or
we're on TikTok and YouTube?
Bandcamp, SoundCloud.
We are not on any of those. But mostly because I don't know how to use those yet.
Neither do I. I'm not an artist.
Right. I did start my own band from the band app, not Bandcamp, but band, because I'm stalking somebody.
I'll be right back.
I mean, it's no secret. Yeah, like just trying to. I've heard that he would greatly appreciate some help from AquaFindr, and I can't get a hold of him. It's gonna be great. Hey, Mike, how's it going? Checking in from Canada, huh? Oh, so now you're simul streaming. Okay, great. Great. We need more on YouTube. Looks like we've got 1 or 2 on YouTube. We've got a bunch on TikTok. Keep liking, keep sharing, keep commenting. Let us know if you've got any questions. The purpose of this show is to like normalize the aquatics hobby. So I'm talking with we'll say celebrities in the aquarium hobby, and just trying to like tell stories and hear advice, but very much geared toward making everybody feel welcome. So like what is your not really like what is your story even, but what are the things that you did wrong? What did you learn along the way? What would you tell a new fish keeper coming in? It's very much trying to just like meet people where they are. So if you're just getting started and you've just jumped into the hobby and you are fighting with a Petco betta fish, right? Like you're welcome here because we've all done that. And so just trying to make it real, have real stories and all of that. So
Sounds great. How'd I do?
that was perfect. That
Yeah.
was beautiful.
Timing, excellent. Nailed it.
That was great. That was great. But we will do like an official show start here, and eventually, whenever I get time or whenever Michael gets time, Michael's behind the scenes. He's in the green room, making sure we sound reasonable. He'll be doing some lower thirds, maybe changing the layout of the stream so we can concentrate on having a good
The man
conversation.
in the chair.
But one of us, thanks,
Ugh.
Michael.
Thanks,
Everybody just got motion sick. Oh, he definitely likes to be called Mike. Keep that up.
Oh
Mike
yeah, don't.
or
Thanks,
Mikey.
Michael.
uh,
Sorry, my sugar's low. I didn't know what I was doing.
so yeah, eventually I do want like a real countdown. That's just like a 10-second countdown or a 15-second countdown. But we've got to build one. Hey, Dirty Beaver Boy, thanks so much for your diamonds and the heart me. Very much appreciated. Oh, History Mama Aquatics switching over from
Look at
TikTok to YouTube.
all these. Oh god, my headphone.
Wow,
It's like the cough drop in my ear.
you're a mess.
I am a mess. This shirt is loose. God, I'm nervous,
Nervous?
sweating.
You got the sweats, and your room's humid.
It is so humid. Actually, it's not bad. I can't. The dehumidifier works all of the time, so I think it's when I get home. Sometimes it's like 67% down here,
Whoa.
but yeah. Well, I only have one floor drain down here, so if I ever have a catastrophe, it's gonna be a catastrophe because there's the basement and then the laundry room, but then there's this solid wood wall between us and the laundry room, and no place for the water to go. And then
nowhere but in the air.
my dog is. I can hear my wife unaliving my pet as we
Oh
speak.
no.
Luna, no!
Pets are all welcome.
She puts up with a lot when I do my lives because my dog is nuts and she takes it and she's like, wait, she can't be down there because she'll be all over the place. And like,
that's funny.
I got to deal with it eventually. So
that's hilarious. Yeah, if you're just joining us, welcome in. We're gonna get started here in just a few minutes. We'll start the show. Today we're gonna be talking with James, from Dad's Fishroom. So welcome if you're either James's mom, welcome. If
Hi,
you're
Mom.
somebody else on his channel, welcome in. Go ahead and share this out on whatever channels you have. Try to get more folks in here, but we're gonna kick this off in just a couple minutes. And if you have any questions for us or for James, just drop them into the chat, and we'll try to work them in.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, I heard that.
That's my Chihuahua. Yeah,
He just wants to
he
come down.
he has some pretty severe separation anxiety.
Oh yeah.
That's the other one. So she's probably put him in her in the kennel now, which is going to make things great for us.
Oh yeah. Oof. Yeah, we have one of our dogs is a very anxious dog. She was a COVID puppy.
Okay.
We adopted her, and so like at that point, like the most important time to be socializing her, like everything was locked down. And
Right.
so she came out of that with quite a bit of anxiety. Our other one, if he has his brain cell at that moment, he doesn't show any anxiety, but like you never know if he's got the brain cell or if the toy
Right.
that he's playing with has the brain cell.
Who's he sharing it with?
Yeah, we have, so our smart dog is like half Australian Shepherd. Looks like she might have some pity in her, a bunch of other things, just a mismatch.
Sure.
The other dude he's a Shih Tzu.
Yeah, my smart one is I don't know. It's hard to tell between them. My Luna, who's the lunatic, is an Australian Kelpie, and she's super smart, but she's a lot. She's definitely a lot.
Oh, click clack! You just picked up 1,000 gallons of used tanks. I'm imagining, since it's plural, it's at least two. So it's not like, is it two 500-gallon tanks
two
or is it
500
like
gallon tanks.
110-gallon tanks? What's going on there? Or did you just clean out like a pet store? That's a crazy amount of water.
I want to clean out a pet store one day, like just Petco or something like that. Just
Oh yeah.
gets rid of all their tanks for a remodel. I'm just like, I'll take those.
Yeah.
But
That's
then
actually how I started the initial funding for AquaFindr. A local pet store near us went out of it was a chain. They just shut that location down. And they put all of their aquatic stuff on like 50% off and more as the last day approached.
yeah,
And I just picked it all up and just resold it all. And that,
nice. And there he goes.
like a ton of tinies.
I don't know what happened there, but you're back.
We're definitely gonna talk about that when you're on the show, and I think it's a couple of weeks. I don't know, but yeah, yeah. All right, we're gonna start the show because it's time. So James, I'm gonna put you back in the waiting room, and I will bring you back in a moment.
Okay.
All right, everyone, pencils down. Welcome to Weekly Water Change by AquaFindr, the platform that makes buying and selling fish online safe and secure. This is the show where we talk with real people behind the aquarium hobby. The breeders, the sellers, the hobbyists who live and breathe this stuff. And we're going to learn something every time. And today's guest is no different. This is one of those people. So this is James Brown. Welcome, James. Thanks for being here. How's it going, man?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Thanks for joining. We're going to spend about 45 minutes talking here. And before we get going, I just want to know, like, a lot of people here, they know, like, the dozens and dozens of people that are watching live know you. And I want to know, like, right now, like, what's your favorite tank right now that you've got going on, and why is it your favorite tank?
It's probably my wife's tank. It's actually kind of an easy answer. I talk about it a lot. It's upsetting that she has the best tank in the house, in my opinion, just because she like, oh, you know what? I'm just gonna go downstairs and steal some of your fish for my tank. I'm like, okay, that's great. So,
But does
but
she
it's
just like walk down, stick her arm in the tank, grab something, and put it in hers?
no, she points at what she wants and
Okay.
tells me to do it. Yeah, no.
All right. Okay, we'll have to talk. Like, we'll definitely have to dig into that also. What makes it the best tank that you have, though? Like,
I think
what
it's
makes it
the
that tank?
I think it's the Monstera. Like it's a really odd shaped tank where it's short in the front and it kind of slants up. And then I had a Monstera in outside tank that I put together last year. I wanted to try this little water feature, and the Monstera was about this big when I got it. It had been sitting on the shelf of the pet store I bought it for 2 years. And we just took it home, and now less than 2 years later, it is 4 feet tall and sticking out of that tank. It's pretty incredible, actually.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, you've got
And I
some
get no
fans
credit for
in
it.
the chat saying that it's amazing. That's great, and
Yeah,
I've definitely
it's
seen it.
Shelby's favorite tank.
Okay,
Yeah,
awesome.
I almost feel like I can't show it on a live now. I might upset her.
Oh, all right. Yeah, we'll have to get deeper behind that comment as well. Uh, that's awesome. So how many? So let's go back. Okay. Just tell us a little bit about you, a little bit about James. Who's James? What are you doing here? How did you get started? Like what happened? And now you're doing this.
I don't know what happened, man. I'm just like your average out of shape, unhealthy white guy that, whose kid at one point wanted to get a fish tank. And so when she got a fish tank, and it kind of reminded me that I really, not only did I love having fish tanks in the house, but it was something that I remember being good at. And then and it was something that I could share with her, which was cool. And then she, has lizards now. But she still has a fish tank. But it was just, that's kind of how it started, getting back into it again. And then getting, I don't know if I'm going ahead of myself, but getting to where we are now happened because the first time her fish got sick, I didn't know what to do. And I went
Oh.
online, and I ended up after 5 minutes being in Reddit, and Reddit had basically told me that the answer was to end myself, and then the fish would do better. And I was like, well, there's got to be a better way than this. This is
It
horrible.
seems like quite the commitment.
Well, yeah, it's, I just started making videos. I was never going to show my face. I was never going to hear my voice. You're never going to do it. I just started shooting videos and then putting little generic positive messages behind them, because I just thought that it'd be nice to see some positivity when it comes to fish keeping, because you ask anybody about it, how they keep their fish, and no matter what you say, you're wrong and you're an asshole. Oops, sorry.
Oh
Side
no.
language.
We'll
Michael,
put the explicit
Michael.
badge on this one.
Okay, so
Yeah, cut that, Mike. Make sure we cut that out. Yeah, we're totally fine.
but I just felt like there had to be a better way, and I don't know. I don't know what made me start talking or
In-
looking at
Interesting.
things.
So you started, did you have fish like growing up too, or was it like this could be fun, like this could be interesting?
Well, what I tell people is that we grew up poor, and I wanted puppies, and so my mom brought me home guppies because it sounded the same, so she thought
Very
that was close
similar.
enough. And
Yep.
I don't know, I just remember having two guppies in a bowl, and I thought they were okay. And then I remember they had babies, and I was like, that's cool. And I don't know, I think that hooked me, honestly. That was pretty cool. I
That's
was
awesome.
little.
Did your mom know that they were like a prolific live bearer? I assume not.
No, I assume she had no idea. I'm pretty sure she just wanted her kid to shut up. So, she got him some fish. Now
Okay,
that'll
well
do it.
maybe this is a good question for your mom then. Like, hey Mary in the chat, did that shut James. Oh, she just said no. She just said no. So it
No,
didn't shut him up.
no. If anything, it made it worse. You know, it graduated from fish to bringing rabbits home that I would find that were injured, and
Um,
it got to the point where the veterinary clinic got to know me pretty good. Like I was bringing like birds and animals there and stuff like that. So yeah, I was a sweet kid. I don't know what happened.
that's awesome. Yeah, there's just something about there's something about nature. There's something about a living thing in an ecosystem that you're like curating. Like it's just fascinating. That's the piece that got me in is, oh, I can set up an entire ecosystem and monitor most of that ecosystem.
Yeah.
I'm in.
It's it's like your mini Poseidon. Like I'm going to rule over everything, and then I will segregate it all, and then go in regular life and tell people segregation is bad. But in my basement, it's perfectly fine. So
Way to slip that in there. I love that. I love that. That's great. Words to live by, everyone. Segregation is bad.
unless it's in my basement.
Unless it's it. Well,
Well, no, it's still bad. It's still bad.
yeah, we'll have to cut that part out too. We're good. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. So you fairly early on, like you were learning things, you were teaching things at the same time, even if you didn't have an audience yet. But it's like, oh, this is what I
Right.
learned. Here you go. This is what I
Right.
learned. Something else. How like is that something that's like always kind of stuck with you through all of this? Like you wanted to be like an educator in this hobby, or is it more along the lines of you just wanted the community that you wanted and you didn't find it? Like where kind of in that spectrum, like where do you fit there?
I think it's a little bit of both. I've always liked uh, teaching, like showing people how to do things, and like everywhere even in my jobs, like I would always try to be the trainer. I'd always try to show people how to do things, and I always had this belief that I was trying to show people how to do things better than me, because if I wasn't there, then I would know that it would be great, and kind of give people the tools to do it themselves, because I didn't want to micromanage them. But I found it hard to um, find people that accepted me outside of work.
Mm,
Everybody at work, I'm accepted at work because I'm generally a good person and I always try to help people. But for some reason, I've never really been able to translate that outside of work. I mean, I've
mm.
always been well liked, but never really felt included. And I think this hobby has really helped give me a lot of that inclusion that I've been missing for a lot of my life. It's been great for me.
That's awesome. I want to go back to something that you said that you've always liked educating people,
Hmm.
and you also bring with that like a level of enabling, right? Like
Right.
your talk talk to me a little bit about like your approach when communicating with someone new in the hobby. How do you go about helping them? Because we're talking about like your community now. We're not talking about
Yeah.
like the fish hobby. How are you doing that differently?
I think it has a lot to do about not telling people what to do, but explaining what I do, and then how does that work for you? Like, you're gonna do something, no matter what I tell you. Somebody's already got it set in their head what they're gonna do, right? You're gonna do what you're gonna do, and me telling you not to do something or to do something isn't gonna change your mind. But if I can tell you what I do and show you why I do it, and then ask you, how can you make that work with what you already want to do? I think people are a lot more open to that. They're like, he's not, because then you're not dismissing what they're saying. What they're saying is important, but it might not, be the best move. So how can you make it work for whatever they're trying to do too? I don't know really I'm trying to say. It's just, I think it's just really important when you're trying to teach somebody that you're making sure that they're included in that decision. Otherwise, they just feel like they're being bossed around.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So I think the way that I've phrased it in the past is like you meet somebody where they are, right? Like
Yeah.
you know them, you know their situation, and then you're applying like your experience and say, "Hey, here's what like here's given all the information that you've given me, here's what I would do." Not saying
Right.
that you have to do it. Here's where I've seen it go right, here's where I've seen it go wrong. And I found that I've always had to understand that like everybody starts somewhere.
Hmm.
And one of the most amazing things about the aquarium hobby is the ability to learn, to experiment, to try something new. And like, I love that you just kind of wrap that into your community. Like it's very like when I hang out in your live streams, when I know that some of your audience is some of my audience. We've got a little bit of a
Hmm.
crossover there. They're the ones that are like, "Hey, here's how I do it."
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
I love.
No, I don't, I don't know. It's just, it's a great community. Like I'm pretty lucky to have the people that they show up every single night. And I think a lot of them get as much enjoyment as I do out of being able to help other people because they're right there. I'm, I am going to tell you right now that I'm going to miss a lot of the comments that go through my lives. And I try to sit there and scroll, and then I don't talk and I don't do anything. It's not comfortable for me to scroll through. Like if I see it, I want to answer it, but if I don't see it, I just move on because I don't know how to go backwards. And there's everybody in that community that's there is like they're right there. They want to help, and that's what I wanted to see. Like I've just wanted to see this movement of everybody just helping each other, and it feels like such a great place to be. Like I'd want to be there if it wasn't me. Like if there was someone else, you know if I wasn't doing it, if I ran into that room, I think I would want to stay there.
Okay, so now you've jumped to another plane, right? Where
Right.
you're not teaching people, giving people advice. You're teaching people and giving them advice on how to teach people and how to
Yeah.
give good advice. So you're like, if we're talking about like the level of cult leader, you're kind of like moving up to the next level, MLM or
Yeah, I'm
whatever,
buying
right?
a really big steel building, not unrelated.
Like
And
I'm going underground, right? Like I'm
yeah.
just going down. I'm gonna find a
I'm
missile silo
Yoda,
somewhere.
Tyler said. So,
I want to know. So you. It sounds like it at heart, like you're a learner. Like you want to do the research, you want to learn, but then you also want your own, your own experience, and then you mangle all of that together and you pass it on in an enabling and insightful way. Um, what's the latest thing that you like learned, right? Like not, oh, I thought this was kind of a thing before, but like, what's a big thing that you were just like, I had no idea, and I just learned this thing.
I you know I it's a good question. Um, I think I have really underestimated what it took to have like a stock tank outside. I guess I don't know if that's um a
Oh
great
yeah, because you
example.
ended up okay. Yeah, but I'm not going to take it from you. What
Yeah.
what are some of the? Because I know there's like a list of things there that just like that you had to deal with.
Yeah, I think that like last year I made a little stock tank, and I think what I always hated about it was I couldn't see any of the fish unless they were 1 inch from the surface. And so, and I got a great idea from my wife. She's like, "Well, put white colored gravel in there," and I was like, "God, that's so simple. Why didn't I think of that?" And then you're dealing with, well, now I got white gravel, and then you have algae. Well, how do I get rid of the algae? And then you start realizing the power of top floaters and lily pads and things like that. Um, and then you got heat. Like we've been in Minnesota, we've had like everybody. I think we did 12 days of 90 plus heat. And so how do I keep my temperature down in a stock tank that I don't have any shade over? And it's like, you know, finding pieces of wood to cover it with, and it's worked. And and I have a chiller now, so I got a chiller that I was using on a cold water tank. I'm like, can this work outside unprotected? Well, it has,
We'll
so
see.
yeah, we'll see. I just try things. Like I tried a stock tank. I tried an aquarium outside on my east facing house. I'm like, I can do this, and I did, and I cycled it, and people are like, you're gonna have tons of algae. You don't know what you're doing, and I'm like, I just did it anyway, and I had algae for about 2 days, and then the tank did what it did, and it cycled it, and I had top floaters, and I didn't have any algae in it, but I
Yeah.
didn't have any fish in it either. So I finally took it down because I spent so much time trying to get the tank right that we're sitting here almost in September. I don't have time to put fish in there and breed them now. So I just took it down. But I think what I learned is I got to start sooner.
Yeah, I had
I don't
I
know.
had a tank on my deck. I did like a 55, and the back of it would get sunlight in the evenings.
Yeah.
And it would like the back of it was just algae, right? Like algae just growing off the back of the tank, and it was gorgeous.
Right.
But I could never I couldn't quite balance everything in that tank. I overstock everything.
Yeah.
And so I had that issue as well. Um, I do you the cooler is interesting because when you think about a stock tank outside, you're thinking you're closer to nature, so everything's gonna be okay. But then that water's not like cycling in and out.
No.
And if it's not a deep container, you don't have cool water in there anymore.
Right.
Do you,
Yeah. I mean,
do
it's
you
it's
know?
75. It's like 3 feet deep, and it gets hot.
Okay.
And
Okay,
I
and the
think
whole thing's above ground?
it's above ground, so it's
Oh,
not insulated at all. And one day I came home and it was 93 degrees.
the water was?
The water was 93 degrees. And I was like, okay, I got to do something. So I quick did a huge, like 90% water change and got it down. I used the water that I had heated that was 84 because I didn't want to drop it 20 degrees.
Yeah.
And so I still dropped it about 12 degrees. And that's when I unplugged the chiller I had downstairs. And I'm like, this is working outside now.
What do
And
you have
it's
in that tank? Or yeah,
guppies
the
and
stock tank.
swordtails. All I have are
Okay.
kohaku guppies and kohaku swordtails. That's
All
it.
right.
Oh,
Yeah.
and lemon blue eye plecos that I'm growing out,
Oh, all in that same tub. Yeah.
all in that same tub. Yep.
That that's kind of borderline, right? Like as far as would be able to handle that temperature.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
the
interesting.
chiller keep every day. It's 79.2.
Wow.
Yeah, that chiller is amazing. So
That's very cool. That's
yeah,
very cool. Um, so what so what's your next project? Like, what are you looking forward to? And if you've got all those tanks, I see a like polidarium behind you, it looks like. I know you've got salt somewhere. What's your next project? Where are you going next?
I want to get bigger into online moving fish. That's kind of been the whole thing, and I keep slowing myself down because I like this part of it too. So I really like doing this, but I'm really trying to figure out a way to do this and to breed fish on a much larger scale, and sell sell fish for more than a couple bucks a time. And I don't know. I mean, I think everybody that gets in the hobby, oh, look at that, my fish
I'm
have
just gonna
babies. I'm going to be a breeder.
it feels like a good time to bring up this slide.
Yeah, exactly. And it is kind of, it's like, but then now I'm kind of focusing on what I'm doing online. Like I want to do a lot more of this with the education, with you know just I like the direction it's heading, and I think it's heading in a direction where I can help people, and then CChem will sign me, and then I won't have to work anymore. And then,
Name dropping Seachem.
I mean, I tag them in every single video. One day
You
they'll
do.
notice me, Greg.
They
One
will.
day.
They'll notice you. They'll notice you.
I mean, they do follow me.
That's pretty sick, actually. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So, so you got to find a way to continue to educate people, to learn more about the hobby, to then to what? To start start breeding their own fish, and then also like this whole like storefront moving like from a hobbyist breeder perspective. Not going to say what platform you should sell on, but AquaFindr would be great.
Yeah,
Like, is that what you're
I hear
thinking?
that
Is
guy knows what he's doing.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Like, I know you have an AquaFindr Nano account. I just haven't seen any updates on your site yet.
Hey,
And for every
Mexicali.
Oh, hey, man. So I know, like anybody that's listening, AquaFindr Nano is a new thing that we're doing that gives you more than just like a little storefront on AquaFindr. You can have your own
Right.
brand, your own domain, a blog, even if you wanted to do some education stuff. It's your own website that is on AquaFindr's ecosystem. So all of your product, it's very easy to link over to your products, but you still have full control, and you can send people to your website just like you would normally if you had like a Shopify or something like that. And then also all of your inventory is available on the AquaFindr marketplace. So you get your own branded experience, and then you also get all of your stuff available on AquaFindr. And that's all
Yeah.
we need to say about that one. We'll just cut it off there.
No, well, I'm gonna have about 3 weeks off next month, so I should be able to spend some more time on it. So
All right. Well, you have to reach out if if you end up having any issues and
oh
get all
yeah,
that settled.
you
But
know I
yeah,
will.
anybody that's interested, like we've got documentation up about it now and all that, and you can actually see what it's about, all on AquaFindr. So hit that up. Um,
Absolutely.
so what's something about our hobby? And I think I know the answer to this. What's something that you don't agree with in the hobby, whether it's like a specific like fish advice, or just something more like kind of more meta about our hobby in general?
Um, well, I think an easy answer is, people not sharing information. I do think it's changed a lot, but um, I I don't I'm not a big fan of certain big fish in the hobby. And
Mm,
I don't know if that's weird. Like I'm not a big fan of I would like to see things like alligator gars and red-tailed catfish and things like that not sold in the hobby anymore. That would be
mm,
something that I'm never going to make an active movement to make it not,
yeah,
make it thing, but I it makes me sad in a lot of ways because I think that people buy big fish like that and then they're cute until they're not, and then they all end up at Ohio Fish Rescue.
mm,
I think that's a bad thing for the hobby. And I think it's stuff like that that makes the hobby where you get now people can't have mystery snails because people weren't good about them in Florida, and now we can't have any kind of bristlenose plecos because people weren't good of them. And so it I think getting rid of the fish like that in the hobby helps maybe keep it a little bit more user friendly for everybody and actually gives us more variety of fish. But
yeah.
I could also be completely off base and alienating an entire segment of fish keepers. So,
Well, we'll see. I mean, your mom's still listening, so
well,
I
yeah,
think we're still good there.
I think she's contractually obligated to do that though. So,
Yeah, one of the like Mexicali just uh commented on YouTube that they're tank busters for a reason, right? And
yeah,
like
right,
they're big, and they get big, and to be healthy, they need a lot of space.
yeah,
And there's a lot more that goes into their ecosystem than here's a tank with some rock in it. Like
yeah. And
they
here I have this arowana and it's by itself
yeah,
in a 200-gallon tank, and then you wonder why that fish jumped out because
right. Yeah, and they're like, I wouldn't say they're like community fish, but like
right.
they don't live in solitude, right? They live with other
No,
fish and
no,
like crocodiles.
Crocodiles. Well, there's a fish store out by where I live that has a 2,000-gallon pond that they have an arowana in, and a giant gourami, like
Oh, those are
this big,
cool.
and
Those
they
are
they
cool.
have some great moto swords, not swords, mantas,
Oh,
rays,
the rays, yeah.
the rays, yeah, but even them, they're like, moving them around and stuff like that. But I mean, there you see them in there. It's a 2,000-gallon tank, and it's barely big enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and then once you start calculating like the footage to roam around and the depth
Hmm.
needed, and like it's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. So, let's talk. So, what is I want? Okay, so everybody has had a moment where they're like, "That's it, I'm done. I've
Hmm.
had enough." Was there a moment with you, for you throughout this whole journey where you were like, "Screw it, I'm done."
Yeah. I mean, I moved out and I got a fish tank, and I was always kind of had fish for a little bit, and lived on my own, and I got a 55-gallon tank, and I was going to get this lionfish and saved up for it. I just started bartending, so I had money that I didn't know what to do with, and so I saved up and I bought this lionfish, and I was so happy about it, And I went to work and I came home and it was dead, like 24 hours later, and it was dead. And I think at the time, like you couldn't buy a lionfish for like $35. I mean, it was hundreds of dollars that I spent on this fish, and
Yeah.
it was dead. And my tank was empty the next day. And really, it was all my fault. Like I didn't know anything about saltwater. I thought I could do it. I bought a tank. I filled it up. I put salt water in it. I ran it for 4 days. It was cycled. I threw a lionfish in it, and it died. And obviously, it was the fish's fault, right? So the shop obviously sold me a bad fish. It couldn't have been anything I did. And so I was done. And then I was done. And then I just did a whole bunch of other life, and I completely forgot about fish. And that was 20, 30 years ago,
So
and
you
then
had so you had that happen, and
hmm
then you had, let's call it a decade, so we both feel better.
sure.
And then you jump back in when your daughter wanted to fish.
Yeah, she said she wanted a fish. And I was
Okay.
like, okay. And I was like, cool. We got a little 5-gallon tank. Like, and it was like the biggest mistake you always make. You get the small one.
Oh
But
yeah.
right away, I was like, we need a big one. So we went and we found a 30-gallon tank online. And that was what did it, because we showed up at this house and they had a 30-gallon tank. And my daughter had like $40 or whatever. And I had $60 in case they had more stuff we were going to buy. And they're like, "Oh, we have another tank," and it was a 55-gallon tank, and it had everything, Eheim, canister, filter, whatever. And I'm like, "I got $10 more," and they're like, "You can have it." And so we took it, and then I was like, "Well, great, now I have this tank." And then my wife never had a table to put anything on again, and that was it. I just started getting tanks and just started piling up.
And that was, if I remember right, that was before you had a basement.
Yeah, we lived in a townhome, single level townhome. So when we moved out of that place, I had 9 shrimp tanks in my walk-in closet, no clothes, but I had shrimp tanks in there, and in the room that housed the walk-in closet, I had 3 55-gallon tanks and 2 10-gallon tanks. Mind you, this is a bedroom, not a master bedroom. This is a bedroom, and that I also have a desk in,
Yep.
that and a dresser. No, I didn't have a dresser. Did have a recliner though. And then along you walk out, you go into the hallway, and the hallway is just lined with fish tanks, and you go in the living room, it's lined, and then they're in the bedroom, and I had 22 aquariums in that place.
W- wow. I was picturing a few, and then like,
22.
so okay. All right, so you're at the old place, you've got 22 tanks, and
Yeah.
then you move.
Yeah.
How on earth do you move 22 tanks and
Quickly
just
and carefully.
yeah, I'm gonna need more detail about that. Did you just put like everything in tubs and then
No.
like would you bag them all up? You just drain the water? Like what are you doing? And how far was this move like in terms of
Uh,
like miles?
18 miles. So about 30 minutes. It
Okay.
wasn't a long drive. But we only had a couple days to do it. And so I bagged up probably 160 fish, brought those to the pet store, unloaded those for some
Okay.
credit. Still
Okay.
had well over 200 fish. I unloaded the ones that I had extra of. And then I don't think I emptied one single aquarium. Every aquarium I lowered down to about 1 to 2 inches of water
Yep.
and then moved them into, and they all still had the fish in them. And I moved them into my Suburban, and I just made trip after trip and moved them all down
What
one
was
by
the
one.
average what was the average tank size? You're talking about like 20 longs basically? Were they all different?
But I had a 75 and 455s, and then everything else was, and then 240s, and the rest of them were 20s and under.
Okay, so how many trips?
I don't even remember. It took me a week because it took me a week. I mean, and this place was a mess. Like I didn't even have my racks put together yet. I had tanks like zigzagging in the basement. I had extension cords just because I just had to get water in them, and I
Yeah.
just had to get them running. And I was using RO water at the time, and I
Oh,
wasn't making my own RO water. So then I was dumping all this water out, and then I had to go get new water at the grocery store. I would fill up my jugs. So, and I'm filling up 25 5-gallon jugs of water at a time in my Suburban, and then running them back here, filling tanks, and then running back to Cub Foods at 4 in the morning and using one of their sled freights. They would give me the big flatbed cart so I could roll the water up to my Suburban. It was
you
a
just drive
task.
up and they're just like, "Oh, James is back."
They just knew who I was. Like they're like, and then I still wasn't making RO water for another 6 months, and I was still going back and forth to Lund's once a week, 22
Wow.
22 5-gallon jugs once a week.
Did you have any losses during that move? Like, did you break any tanks or anything like that?
Not a single one.
Wow.
Not a single one. Yeah, it was amazing.
Congratulations.
It was I didn't start killing my fish until the tanks were set. And
Okay,
then
then was the die off, right?
that's when then they, oh, if we
Yeah.
made it, we're gonna die here. We're Valhalla.
Right. We changed elevation, we're done.
Yeah.
And you can't even blame the pet store at that point.
No, yeah, no, it was all me. The only fish that I had to take out of a tank were Jack and Diane, my Jack Dempseys. They
Okay.
lived in a bucket for a week.
Okay. Okay. How big of a bucket? Like 5 gallon?
5-gallon bucket.
Wow. And they were
But
fine.
they were 4 inches by the time.
Okay.
They weren't anywhere near full grown, so they were okay. Jack
Yeah.
did jump out once. But he jumped out of a tank many times. He's tried to end it all a couple times.
He's got lungs now.
He's the only fish I've ever truly resuscitated back to life. So yeah,
Really? Okay. We can't just walk by that. Okay. So how do you give CPR to a fish? How did you
well,
do this?
not with your mouth, because that's gross.
That
But
would be gross.
he jumped. I cleaned my daughter had Jack was my daughter's, and I did a water change, and he was a really good hider. I did the water change because she wasn't doing it. Of course, weird. We want our kids to do it, and they don't do it, and then we get mad.
Yeah, that's
at
how
them
we
when
show. That's how we get them to be responsible, right? You give them a
we
fish, so
show
they
them.
have to do
We get
water.
angry at them for not cleaning the tank that we tell them that is theirs, but we know that it's ours. And
Right.
So I cleaned it. I went back a couple hours later. I didn't see him in the tank. I figured he was hiding. I went back. It didn't sit right with me, so I went back and checked. And I'm like, he's not in here. And I start lifting everything. And I look underneath the stand, and there he is. He's on the ground, just covered in spider webs. So I get him, and I look at him, and I think he's dead, and his little gill moved.
Okay.
And so I put
All
him
right.
in the water, and I literally put his head in like a net, and I held on to his tail, and I just kept moving him back and forth in the tank to get water to move in through him. And I did this for 45 minutes. And
Okay.
then finally he started swimming, and he would lay on his side. Then he went into a corner of a tank, and he was breathing fine, but he couldn't stay up. So I put a rock between him, and I just wedged him into the glass so that he stayed upright. And then I went to bed. And then the next morning he was swimming around. So it was
That's that reminds me of like being mostly dead from like
yeah,
Princess Bride. Like he was mostly dead.
mostly dead. Yeah,
Man.
mostly.
So your mom commented that she doesn't even do tank maintenance. So
No,
do you have a tank at your mom's house?
she has two tanks.
Okay.
She
Okay.
has
So what
a
tanks are those? What tanks are those?
she has a 14-gallon cube, and she
Okay.
has a little 40-ounce micro reef. And
Okay.
then I go over to her house, and I take care of them for her.
Oh man, I love that so much. So you just needed more space to put more tanks. You already had one upstairs for your wife, and then you just stuck two at your mom's.
Well, no, they're her tanks.
Okay.
She gets
Mom,
to
is that
pick what's in
true?
them. She
Mom,
picks
is
what's
that
in
true?
them.
She says she keeps her eye on the fish.
Yeah. Well, that's what I thought that fish would make her happy, because fish make me happy. And I think that I was right. And she was really scared about doing it, because she didn't want to have to learn how to do it. She just
Yeah.
wanted to enjoy them. And so, okay, I said I'll do it then. And
Yeah,
I get to hang out with my mom a little, So
she's going off in the chat. She's making everybody make sure everybody knows that she does love these fish. They are hers.
fear of
That's
intimacy. Yes.
And then Tyler's asking if you can come clean his tanks.
Uh, Hers. Yes, I
Oh,
will. Tyler,
sorry.
we will always clean, the number one pancake maker's tanks. So
That's awesome. That's awesome. Awesome. Great. So we went through the beginning of James into this addiction. Now you're trying to monetize that addiction. Sounds like things are going fairly well. What's keeping you in the aquarium hobby? Like what keeps you excited? What keeps you going?
this community, honestly, this community that has grown from um, some lost 50-year-old guy in a basement. You know, I have found. I'm sorry, that came out of nowhere.
Real people,
Yeah, I
real
I
stories.
I found a lot here, and it's been good. It's been good for me.
Yeah. That's amazing. Um I don't know what to say, how to respond to that. That was a beautiful moment just then. That's great. Man.
Yeah, every time I check, I go to the fish stores around here now, and somebody's like, "Oh, you're that guy," and I'm like, "That is just weird." Just like I'd almost rather you just came up and said hi, and it's like sometimes walking in, it's like, but no, I get to come home, and I get to like take care of the things I love, and and people. I think people enjoy it. I think, and I don't even think any of them are here for me. I think they have gained so many friendships just from the people that show up, And I mean, we've grown our Discord to over 400 people, and that was like, how did that happen, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's there's a lot of real good people.
That's so amazing to have
Yeah.
like have gone from this is your own thing to I'm going to learn this to I'm going to share what I know, what my experience is, to I'm going to show people like how to love teaching, how to love, like how to share that experience.
Yeah.
Like it's fantastic, man.
Shelby's here for Charlie. So
Shelby wants to see Charlie.
he's not doing well, guys. I'm sorry. He's gonna need your thoughts and prayers today. So
Oh, did you want to give an update on Charlie?
we can. Yeah, Charlie has got like a volcano of fungus coming out of his left cheek. I'll show you guys later tonight. He's still swimming, he's still eating.
That's a good sign.
You know, and
Great sign.
I think he's gonna be just fine, but he's not happy with me. So you know,
What's
he'll
your
let me
next
hear
step with him? Like from a treatment perspective?
Well, right now, nothing. Well, probably a salt bath. I was out of aquarium salt last night, so I wasn't able to give him a salt bath, and I was out of Canaplex. I had to run to the fish store before I came home today to go get salt and Canaplex. The only thing I had last night was methylene blue, so I put that in the tank, which is very, very minor help, but it
Sure.
was better than no help.
Yeah.
And my wife didn't have any Epsom salt. I had nothing.
Oh,
So
come on.
I know. Doesn't she love herself? God, I thought
Where's
all
the
women
where's
have
the
Epsom
support
salt.
when you really need it?
I know. But you know, he's swimming, he's upright, he's waiting for food. He's just got this body modification on his face right now. So
That's amazing.
but he is a fighter, Teresa. You're right. He is. Charlie's
best
been with me
of luck
for
to Charlie.
5.5. Yeah, he's almost 6 years old now. So
Wow. That's a betta,
Yeah.
right?
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's an old betta.
yeah. Yeah. Don't tell him that.
Right. I would never.
No.
I don't even know how to say that in betta.
Yeah, exactly. Somebody worked out the math once. Apparently, they looked it up and they said in human years, Charlie's 75 years old.
Oh.
So
Okay.
and I wasn't going to argue with him. It felt right because he's grumpy a lot. So
Yeah, it just doesn't care what anyone thinks.
no,
He's
he
gonna go
doesn't
do
give a
his own
shit.
thing regardless.
He's gonna do it. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, James, I've appreciated this time with you. I know everybody listening has, and we're going to re-syndicate this through our podcast as well. So if you want to listen to it again, you can listen to it on YouTube. We're on Apple Podcasts. We're on Spotify Podcasts. Just because I haven't gotten Google Podcast up and running yet. So this is episode 3 of the Weekly Water Change. Really appreciate you hanging out. Did you have any last words? Sorry. Did you have any final statements?
No, not at all. Just, what I always say, just, have fun. Whatever you're doing, just have fun doing it. And, bad days are efforts. You got to try to have a bad one. So just keep doing it.
Yeah,
And
that's
thanks
great.
for having
That's
me.
great advice.
This has been awesome.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it very much. Everybody get out there, have fun, get your arms wet, and we'll catch you next time.